style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went.
Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy.
The blends be all the right cred,
meaning credentials.
best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls
in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter rock, turn it up, we giving a show.
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
What you talking about, space or out your mind?
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a close encounter of what kind?
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Got it.
5'9", let's get the ball.
Jones on 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
He's checking,
Charlie, 64, weak. Ready.
Now Jones gets us out to Saquon Barkley. And some room to work. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down. Well, we see so many good battles in the NFC East, and Cowboys and Giants, they rarely disappoint. They didn't disappoint last year. Cowboys got the better of the Giants both times. Week 2, 20-13, and then in Week 17, a thriller, 36-35. That was a game where Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdown passes. A tremendous play there from Saquon Barkley. 43 yards on the ground. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now it's Barkley. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
At the Cowboys' 18-yard line.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go. 70, Indy.
Hey, check.
Yo, deep rip.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Jones now to throw on 3rd down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Remember with Rosas, there was some speculation last year in the preseason that he might not hold on to his job with the Giants.
But he certainly answered the challenge, didn't he? 32 of 33 during the regular season, 97% that is, and was named to the NFC Pro Bowl team. And by the way, at 6'3", 234, he can bench press your kicker.
At their own 25-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
10-2 stop. And let's pin the mirrors back and go 2.
On 2nd down, Barkley looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Down and 9.
Ready.
59. Mike's 59.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, Zoo. Let's go.
To throw on 3rd down, Jones will get this out to Barkley, complete. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the 1st.
It's 4th down.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon.
For the Giants.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Now Riley Dixon on. He did his collegiate kicking upstate at Syracuse. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for everyone possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one 28 yards on the ground.
First down, Cowboys.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll try the right side with Elliott. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A first down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Ready? 30 base. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for it.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
At the 46-yard line.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Watch the run.
25, check 25, check 25.
Elliott on first down, going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
On third down, Elliott. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So first and 10 now from the 30. Elliott running right. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Badgley able to punch this one through. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. First and 10 at the 47. They keep on the ground with Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion.
And a Cowboy first down.
Everybody, 47's the mic.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. Well, the returns for the Cowboys on Leighton Vander Esch have been pretty good so far. You know, a lot of Cowboy Nation questioned when they took him number 19 overall a season ago instead of Calvin Ridley. But Leighton Vander Esch would get 140 tackles last year, franchise rookie record for Dallas en route to a Pro Bowl appearance.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They're going to try and throw. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Elliott. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards there and a 1st down. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. Taking it right down Broadway. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. Here's Jones throwing on 1st down. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing Jones. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. From the gun on third down, Jones. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They go to Elliott again. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. On first down, it's Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Prescott now from the 50. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
She's singing too.
No, she's at least
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind. But he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Let's go.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10, they'll run with Elliott. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Here's Elliott. And able to work his way down to the 16. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 16-yard line.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for Dallas, they close out this first half at a very solid 6 and 2, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5 and 4 on the season. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.